How to make super simple dog food. We're going to use a really big pressure cooker, a whole chicken with the organs included, a couple handfuls of leafy greens, an antioxidant berry, and some sort of orange starchy veggie. So let's go. Hey guys, so we're just going to show you how to make a really simple dog food. Putting an entire 6-pound roaster in the pot to start, along with the organs. These are the berries that I'm using in this one. So these are some fresh blueberries. Another berry I like to use would be cranberries. Using 1 cup of berries. And we want some sort of orange starchy veggie. So I'll be using these 2 sweet potatoes as well as about 3 carrots. And I will also be including the tops of the 3 carrots, not all of this, but just some of it, to add in with the leafy greens into the pot. And you can put any kind of a variety of leafy greens in there. I'm going to use about a handful of spinach, a handful of these dandelion greens, and also a little handful of this parsley. So these herbs are particularly good for their tummies. So I'll just put in about a handful of each into the pot. Are you supervising? Are you helping us out? Hey, kitty cat. I'm filming outside just because the lighting is better. I don't normally cook outdoors. So you can see we're just going to open up the bag of giblets and put it right in the pot. And just sort of tuck everything in there all at once, just like that. Make sure everything's washed. Bones and all will completely disintegrate. I'm pouring 6 cups of water into this pot. The volume of water is not specific so long as there's enough. And secure the lid nice and tight. Put the heat on the stove at medium high and going to cook this for about an hour at full pressure once it reaches pressure. So it's usually about an hour and 15 minutes in total, and then it'll be done. You could release the pressure quickly or let the pressure come down on its own. It really doesn't matter. So this is what it looks like when you pop the top off, and I just stirred it around with a spoon. Kitty thinks it smells delicious. And I'm just going to use this stick blender and just blend it right up. Now all of the bones completely disintegrate, so there really is no concern here with the bones whatsoever. For the record, this actually smells really pretty good. It smells like a chicken stew, and I always have the kids hanging around saying, "Is this for us?" whenever I make it. So it may look funny, but it actually smells really pretty good. You can see the kitty cat here approves. Of course, I suppose it could mean that I'm just a really terrible cook the rest of the time when I make people food. Well, I don't have any complaints, so I'll just take it at that. Does that look yummy?
Hey, hi.
Do you want to eat it?
Yeah, yummy.
If it's a little bit too thick to mix up, just add a cup or 2 of warm water to help you blend it. There's no right or wrong when it comes to that. Just do whatever is comfortable. So all the bones of the chicken just blend right up with the stick blender. Anything that's intact just crushes under the stick blender and right into the food. So I'm going to pull up a bone that is still intact here just to show you how soft these bones are, that they just smash into pieces. This stick blender just makes such short work of the bones. They just crush from the pressure cooker, which is how they cook canned food actually in the cans. And that means that the calcium and phosphorus ratio in this food is perfect because the dog is actually eating the bone, they're getting the marrow, they're getting everything good in the entire chicken, just completely all in one pot. So you really can't get any better than that. So you can feed it to the dog just like that. You don't have to add anything else to it. They will love it, and that is a complete food. The healthiest model is the whole prey diet, and that is what this is. Another way to feed this is to add a little bit more water to it, make it a little runnier, and blend it in with a really highly nutritious dog food. I like the Life's Abundance, and I'm going to show you how I do that as well. You could also put this over white rice. So here I'm going to put a little bit of kibble. I like the Life's Abundance, and going to put some kibble in there and add some water to this, blend it up, make it a little bit thin. Thank you, Emily, for helping. You're going to refrigerate whatever you do not use on the first day. Refrigerate enough for about 4 days, and then portion out anything that you might have left over. Stick it in the freezer. You can stick it in little freezer bags, little quart-sized bags, or lay it flat and then pull it out and feed it to your dog. Or you can put it in ice cube trays and freeze it and then pop those out and use those as meal toppers on your kibble, especially if you have a picky pup. And sometimes I'll put half of a hard-boiled egg in there as well. But sometimes I put some yogurt in there, so a whole fat, plain, or vanilla. It's really easy. You don't have to worry too much about measuring things out. Do a little variety of different veggies. You've got a happy, healthy dog with a beautiful, shiny coat and very clean teeth, and a happy vet. So pressure cooker is the way to go. All in one pot, easy, only an hour and 15 minutes and you're done. If for some reason you open it up and the bones are not disintegrated, just add a cup of water, put the top back on, heat back on, bring the pot back up to pressure, cook for another 15 minutes, and then check again. Thicker bones need more time to soften up and mash. And here I just scoop it out with a big old measuring cup and put it in bowls and feed it to the crew. And they're very happy with it. I let my dogs eat as much as they want. I don't usually worry about my dogs being overweight. So that's it for this recipe. I'll show you guys another variety another time. So hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. And I'll talk to you later.